How far can human pride really go? And what happens when it goes too far? Today, we're looking at one of the most haunting stories in all of Greek mythology. A woman whose arrogance cost her everything. Her name is Niobe, and in just one moment of boastfulness, she lost all 14 of her children. So what exactly happened? Let's go back to the beginning. Niobe was the queen of Thebes. Her husband was Amphion, the legendary founder and builder of the city. Together, they had 7 sons and 7 daughters. Even by the standards of mythology, that was an extraordinary number of children. And Niobe knew it. She was proud of them, deeply proud. But over time, that pride turned into something dangerous. One day, a great festival was held in Thebes. It was a day to honor the goddess Leto. Now, Leto was no ordinary figure. She was the mother of the twin gods, Apollo and Artemis, children she bore while being hunted across the world by Hera, the wife of Zeus. Despite everything she suffered, she brought 2 of the most powerful gods in existence into the world. The women of Thebes burned incense, sang hymns, and offered their prayers. Then Niobe arrived. She was dressed in gold, confident, commanding, and she began to speak. What she said next is one of the boldest acts of defiance you will ever find in Greek mythology. Why are you worshipping Leto? I am the greater mother. She had 2 children. I have 14, 7 sons, 7 daughters. Should I not be the one receiving your worship instead? And she didn't stop there. She mocked Leto directly, calling her a wanderer with no home, a woman who had to beg the earth itself for a place to give birth. Niobe stood before the people of Thebes and told them to stop the ceremony, to bow to her instead. She wasn't just being arrogant. She was openly challenging the gods. High above, Leto heard every word, and she called upon her 2 children, Apollo and Artemis, the god of the sun and the goddess of the hunt. Her message was simple: show that woman what it means to insult a goddess. Take away everything she is so proud of. Apollo and Artemis wasted no time. Out on the plains beyond the city walls, Niobe's 7 sons were riding, competing, enjoying the day. The sky was clear. There was no warning. Then an arrow came out of nowhere and struck the oldest son from his horse. The brothers didn't understand what was happening. They had no way of knowing they had already been chosen. One by one, Apollo's arrows found their mark. The second son, the third, the fourth. Not a single arrow missed. When only the youngest remained, he threw himself at his father Amphion, begging for protection. But a father's love was no shield against divine fury. The youngest fell too. All 7 sons were gone. Amphion, broken by grief, could not bear what had happened. He took his own life. In a single afternoon, Niobe had lost her husband and all her sons. But the story wasn't over. Even then, Niobe would not bend. She gathered her 7 daughters around her and, through her tears, through the unbearable pain of a mother who had just lost everything, she still said it. I still have more than Leto. I have 7. She only has 2. That was her final act of defiance. And Artemis raised her bow. One by one, the daughters fell. Niobe watched each of them go. When only the last remained, Niobe held her close and begged the gods, just this one. Please, just let this one live. But the arrows did not stop. When it was over, Niobe had nothing left. No children, no husband, no kingdom, just grief that had no end. She wept and wept until weeping was all she could do. And then something changed. Her body grew still. Her skin hardened. Slowly, she turned to stone. The gods lifted that stone and carried it to a mountaintop in Lydia, her homeland. And the legend says that even as a rock, she kept weeping. Water flowing endlessly from the stone. Forever. That place is still called Niobe's Rock. Now, a lot of people ask the same question when they first hear this story. Was the punishment too much? Is it really that wrong to be proud of your children? But Greek mythology was never really about simple right and wrong. At the heart of it is a concept the Greeks called hubris. It is not just pride. It is the specific kind of arrogance where a person forgets their place, where someone looks at everything they have been given and starts to believe they earned it, that it belongs to them, that it will never be taken away. Niobe had wealth, beauty, a powerful husband, and 14 children. But none of it was truly hers to claim. In the world of mythology, those are gifts, and gifts can be taken back. What makes her story so lasting is that it is not really about ancient gods and goddesses. It is about a pattern we recognize. People who rise, lose their sense of proportion, push too far, and fall. You can find versions of Niobe's story across every era. The names change, the details change, but the pattern stays the same. The water still flows from Niobe's rock. Quiet, steady, endless. A reminder that the things we love most are never truly ours to keep. And that the moment we start believing otherwise is the moment we put them most at risk.